All right, and welcome back. Again, for those who have been following, I appreciate it. I've been doing this as a kind of just a project on the side of my build project, and I enjoy putting these videos together. So if you have any comments or questions, by all means, leave them below. If you'd like to see something, leave a comment, and I'll see if I can make a video for whatever you're looking to see. Like I said, this is a fun side project for me as I'm building my RV-14. So, as an introductory for those who may have just stumbled across this, I am in the process of building an RV-14. I started in November of 2017, so I've been doing it for about 7 months now, 7 or 8 months. I have completed the majority of the tail cone and the empennage kit, and I am now working on the wing kit. I've also kind of skipped ahead, and I started on the wings, the fuel tanks themselves right away. It's the section that a lot of people dread, and I felt that while I have the drive to start and go, let's apply that to the part that people aren't so enthusiastic about working on. So that's what I'm doing. And so what you've seen me do so far in this video is basically I'm getting everything prepared and set up for how I want to attack while I have the time frame that I have. I'm using the 2-hour applicable Pro Seal, 2 hours application time Pro Seal. And so I want to make sure I have everything timed out, how I'm going to attack it, what part I'm going to start work on, and then the steps that I'm going to go through in that timeline that I have. So what I determined to do was start on the inner rib piece that you see there laying on the table. There's a couple holes that I need to rivet, and then there's a couple rivets that I need to apply Pro Seal to the back side of while it's sitting away from the fuel tank and easy access. And then I'll start putting all the pieces into the fuel tank itself. Now there you saw me mixing up that's the 6-ounce container, and then there's the tool that I purchased from, I believe it's Brown Tools, or Brown Aviation Tools, or Brown Avionics, something toward that effect. They have a section that is used parts, and you can get things significantly cheaper than you normally would. Hence this air tool I got. I've been using a caulking gun, but I picked up this air tool for about a third of its normal price. I want to say they're normally about 150 bucks. I got this for about $35 or $45, and it included everything that I needed except for the 6-ounce metal canister to hold the sim kit. I had to purchase that, and it was only a couple bucks. So I would highly recommend looking at their website and looking at their used tools and picking one of these up if you haven't already started your fuel tanks. It is a whole heck of a lot easier using the air tool Pro Seal applicator instead of the caulking gun. A lot faster too. So anyway, moving on, I'm going through getting everything prepped for installation. That includes buffing the flanges to where they'll sit against the fuel tank just to make sure the Pro Seal holds. Also, like I said, I had to rivet a couple holes and get everything finished. Once I get these riveted, then I have to apply the Pro Seal and just basically seal everything up. And it's very important through this whole process to really make sure you seal everything very well. No matter how well you think it is, go ahead and give it a little bit more Pro Seal just to make sure. Because it's going to be a pain if you put this all together and then you have to undo a piece because you need to fix a leak. So, as I said, going through getting that piece done, now I'm going through and putting Pro Seal on the back side of the drain connection there, and now applying the Pro Seal with the air tool to all the seating surfaces on the skin. And as I discussed in the previous videos, I took some plastic knives and I cut them to create a flat spatula basically, and that's what I'm using to spread out the Pro Seal along the seating surface. Installing the bracket, again, this is on the inner side of the fuel tank, and you place the bracket in place, and then you place the rest of the inner rib in place on top of that. And again, you want to make sure you have Pro Seal on all the mating surfaces. So one of the things I did here is I forgot to put the J stiffener in, so you'll see me start to put the piece in, and now I'm taking it right back out, and went to go get my J stiffener. Make sure you got all your parts before you start. So anyway, it wasn't that big of a deal. So now you see me applying the Pro Seal, and then I'll use my quote-unquote spatula to level that out, and then put that in place, and you just run it along. Now, as you're putting in the other ribs, one thing I don't know that I've mentioned before, but one thing you want to make sure is that you try to maintain the area where the J stiffener will go. Keep that clear. If you accidentally do get some Pro Seal from installing the ribs there, try to get it out and wipe it out. You want to make sure you have a good, clean seating surface for when you put it in the J stiffener. So now I got that in place. I'm riveting the rest of the inner rib in place here. And I did place some Pro Seal on the mating surface between the bracket and this piece that I'm putting in. So like I said, you want to make sure you put Pro Seal on every surface. So the rest of this video is going to be basically closing out the majority of the fuel tank. Like I said, I'm about 3/4 of the way done at this point, maybe a little bit further. I still have to rivet these pieces in place. This is now about 24 hours later as I'm making this video from when I put these pieces in place. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to rivet all of these in place, clean it all up, and then I'll be pretty much at the point to where I will apply Pro Seal to all the seams on the inside of the tank. I will also apply the Pro Seal to the outer side of the inner rib that you see there where that bracket sticks out, just to make sure all of the seams are, fuel tight. That's going to be the most difficult part, is making sure that there's no leak, no access for fuel to come out and leak, because it's a pain to try to undo everything you just did here to create or to fix that leak. So that's kind of what you see me doing here with the air tool, is applying Pro Seal along all of these seams of the ribs, and then also applying Pro Seal to the back of each and every rivet, just to make sure that there's no access for fuel to get out. So once I complete all that, I will put water inside the tank and verify that it doesn't leak, and then go from there. And so, like I said, it's almost done. After I get the water test done, and assuming it doesn't leak, then I get to put the back plate on, and that'll be the last step before closing this out. Here I'm just showing how much of the Pro Seal I was able to use. It was almost all of it, so it's considerably better than the caulking gun that I believe I got from Vans. It tended to leave about 25% of the Pro Seal in the container and just wouldn't squeeze any more out. So overall, I was very happy with this air tool. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let this end out here. Again, to those who continue to follow, I appreciate it. I'm in the process of getting some more of these videos put together. It's been about 2 weeks since I did my last video. But again, I appreciate you following. If you haven't already, subscribe if you can, and also hit that bell notification button, and you'll get a notice anytime I put a video out. And also, if you get a chance, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.